Hi, Kylie. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Very good. Thank you for asking and thank you for meeting with me today. I'd just like to go over a few things with you. Our purpose today is going to be nutritional counseling. You may have heard of dietary counseling. That's a bit more geared towards individuals that consume a lot of acid-producing foods and have a high risk of caries. After reviewing your diet, you have a very low risk of caries. It's not a concern we have for you today. Um, we are going to go over some nutritional counseling, as I've noticed you do have some deficiencies in your diet that I'd like to address, and we can come up with a plan that works for you. I am going to pull up some visuals here. Give me one moment. So starting out, I've got your BMI calculated here. You're at 20, which is a really great number. We always want that to be between 19 and 25. So you're in a really good range there. If you were above or below that 19 or 25, would be concerned as you could have some other health risks, but looking really good there. I have calculated your basal energy expenditure and your activity level is noted in here. I put you at a moderate activity level as you do stay pretty active with your work and caring for your dog. So after calculating that, I have estimated that you need about 1,791 calories a day. So we'll average that out to a nice 1,800 for you. When I put your information into my plate, it was a little higher with 2,200 calories a day needed. So I think that's a little high for you. So when we look at a diet of 1,800 calories, they want you to be intaking 1.5 cups of fruit, 2.5 cups of vegetables, 6 ounces of grains, and 5 ounces of protein, as well as 3 cups of dairy. They also recommend less than 45 grams a day of sugar, less than 20 grams a day of sodium, and less than 2,300 milligrams a day of sodium. And also, of course, stay active about 2.5 hours a week, which you do a really good job of staying active. You do work a lot. And so when we look at your 3-day dietary plan, on average, you're consuming about 1,368 calories a day, which is a little under your estimated needs. When we look down your breakdown of your intake, you have really good numbers here. You've got 50% coming from carbohydrates, 27% from fats, and 23% from protein. This is the ratio we're looking for. We always want 50 to 55 to 60% of your diet coming from carbohydrates, 10 to 35% from protein, and 30% from fats. So you're looking really good in there. Where I do start to see concerns for you is going to be your vitamin A intake and your iron intake are quite low. Vitamin A deficiencies can cause dry mouth, increasing your risk of cavities and oral infections, as well as just generally making you more susceptible to infection. And low iron is very crucial in the transporting of oxygen throughout our blood. So prolonged deficiencies of iron can cause anemia, where you'd experience headaches, weaknesses, fatigue, just a lot of negative symptoms from anemia. You are a little low in your vitamin C and calcium intake. I don't find these as concerning for you, as I do think if we had a longer diet to review of yours that you'd be meeting your vitamin C and calcium needs, but prolonged deficiencies in those can lead to scurvy from deficiencies in vitamin C and osteoporosis from long-term deficiencies of calcium. But I don't find those as big of a concern for you as vitamin A and iron. I have set some goals for you here. I do want to ask, are you wanting to lose weight? Is that a goal of yours?
Yeah, for my upcoming wedding.
Oh, well, congratulations. Very exciting.
Thank
So
you.
you are at a good calorie deficit then. With you do still have a little wiggle room to intake a little bit more food and staying within that calorie deficit. I would say you do a really good job of your grain, protein, and dairy intake. I would say maybe just one more serving of dairy a day to meet your calcium needs. We really want to focus on increasing your vegetables and fruit intake, especially those that are rich in vitamin A, which is spinach and green leafy vegetables, as well as orange vegetables like sweet potatoes and carrots, are really going to help you with that vitamin A and some iron, especially you can find that in eggs and seafood. So maybe just diversifying your protein intakes. I would say you do a pretty good job of meeting your protein needs though. I did put a goal for you as meal prepping because you are very busy with your work schedule and school. So it's probably your biggest struggle with meeting your nutritional needs is going to be just access to food with your busy schedule. And I did add supplements adding to your diet if necessary. If we aren't able to meet those nutritional needs within your diet, you can always add supplements as a last step measure to be meeting those needs. Do you have any questions for me today?
I don't think so.
Alrighty, thank you. We'll review this again at your next appointment in 6 months. We can see how you're doing, touch base there, and kind of rework our goals and our plan from there.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.